good news is we've got our Cultural Root Society Turkey and their project director, Hüseyin Eryurt. I'm not sure whether I pronounced your name correctly, Hüseyin, but we'll hopefully I have. And we have Dystopic Symptoms, Mert and Serra, who are the sound artists from Berlin. And Ilgin, you also work for Cultural Roots, but I don't know your role. But what I'm hoping each of them will do is introduce themselves in a minute. Just to say that I'm Andrew from Walk, Listen, Create. I had an enjoyable time running a sound walk workshop with this team when we were in Oxford in March. And I'm delighted to be able to give them an opportunity to talk about their project. So over to whoever's going to go first.
I can start if that's okay. Hello, everyone. Nice to meet you all. And so, yes, my name is Hüseyin, or rather Hü, which I prefer. And I am from Antalya, and I'm an alternative and creative tourism project coordinator with academic and professional experience and interest in ancient and contemporary arts and archaeology and tangible and intangible cultural heritage. And currently, I'm working for Cultural Society, which is an NGO established back in 2012 in order to develop, promote, and protect trails and cultural routes all around Turkey, in and around Turkey, I should say. And the idea behind creating these trail networks is that we are trying to have a sort of rural development by bringing generating alternative income for villagers where these trails run, because they're all running in rural setting. None of them goes into urban context like big cities. And yeah, we are working with local municipalities and other local administration and developing joint projects. We're also working with international partners from different parts of the world. And currently we are working with the North Downs Way on this project named Sounding Art Trail. And I think we'll talk about it more. That's all from me now.
I can continue, I guess. Hi everyone, nice to meet you all. I'm Ilgin from Antalya. I also work in Cultural Society. I've studied in arts and heritage management, and after that I worked in several different organizations, mainly in the fields of arts. And for the last 3 years, I'm working in projects, sustainable tourism and rural development related projects in Cultural Society, but also my special interests is in arts. So we are very excited and happy to work in this kind of project as Sounding Art Trail, which we will talk about it in detail soon.
Yeah, then I can continue. Hello, everyone. My name is Serra, and as Andrew introduced, I'm representing part of the Dystopic Symptoms Artist Initiative, but also like professionally, I'm engaged as a cultural manager since more than 15 years. Also like implementing different like international collaboration programs, cultural programs, where we got to know also Cultural Root Society as the organization which we were giving also like micro funds. And this is where also like we clicked and we said that we can also like bring our like artistic interests into a collaboration as well, where we worked with Cultural Root Society and the organization that I work in Berlin called Zusa in a project called Performative Journey. This is where our collaboration has started, let's say, in the arts. And then, yeah, this is kind of like a spin-off. The new project is a spin-off for the Performative Journey. which we said we will be talking about soon. So Mert, do you want to say a few words about yourself as well?
Yeah, sure. So hello everyone, and thank you. And so I'm Mert, and as Serra mentioned also, we are living in Berlin. We are based in Berlin. I studied art management, and then I worked in this sector for around 5 years back in Turkey. And since we moved in Berlin, I kind of switched my profession, but just to earn actually. But making music or making sound art did not start with Berlin, and so I used to play in a band, and we were making a music together, and that's how my musical journey started actually around my university years. And afterwards we continued with the band, and but unfortunately I couldn't bring my bandmates to the Berlin, and so I could only bring myself and my music passion. So since we moved here, we were making small sound projects, some soundscapes, sometimes by using the field recordings or the real or the I don't know the sounds from the around, and also making music we are trying to do. Yeah, I am still working on my improve myself, and mostly I do the things in an experimental way, and by doing experiments I also try to just improve myself or my sound abilities, or making sound projects. So I can, in general, I can tell these regarding myself. And about, of course, regarding the project and the project's involvement, we will talk about more, and we will share about some soundscapes today that we made by the field recordings on both of the ways in the UK and also in the Antalya. So we can, later on we can discuss and share more about them.
Great, thank you to each of you. So Hugh, is it you who's going to start with a presentation, and Ilgin is going to share her screen? Is that right? Yeah.
Yes, please. And perhaps it's better to start with Culturefund Society, we thought, because we are standing right in between the artist team and our partners, North Downsway. So I told you what our organization is doing basically, and to be honest, we were seeing these cultural routes or trails as a unique platform to create rural development by bringing tourists, visitors to small villages and so on along these trails. But we currently, in the last couple of years, we are also diving into the arts and culture aspect of these trails that they carry. And they're offering great opportunities here too. This is what we have been observing. Perhaps I can start talking about how we worked with Serra and Mert, Dystopic Symptoms previously. She already mentioned this project called The Performative Journey. We did it a couple of years ago together, and it was mainly focusing on contemporary arts, bringing contemporary arts into archaeology and small villages where these trails run. And it actually explored rural heritage and cross-cultural dialogue through participatory contemporary arts, performative arts in particular, and soundscape creation was also part of it. There were these soundscape creations by our artist team in sites across Turkey, Greece, and Albania. That's where this project was conducted. And personally, I believe that this project pioneered new ways for contemporary artists to engage directly with rural populations, rural communities, blending tangible history with intangible cultural expressions. So this is looking at it from the participant, from the artist point of view, but we also value the importance of involving local communities of these trails, and they took a very active role in that project too. And so, as I said, soundscape was just one layer of that project. So we just developed that concept together and came up with this idea for the Sounding Art Trail, which is a translocal soundscape and land art project bridging North Downs Way and Turkey's Lycian Way. I'd like to talk about the Lycian Way if it's okay for you. Ilgin, if you can show some photos from our website. Yes, thank you. So just to give you a general idea about our geography, our country, I said we are based in Antalya. That's where the Lycian Way, the most famous and the oldest trail in Turkey, developed back in late 90s by Kate Clow, who is the chairperson of our organization. So basically, it's running between Antalya in southern Turkey towards west, towards Fethiye, where it ends or starts, depending on where you're looking at from. So as I said, this is the oldest and the most famous trail. Just to give you about the name, where it comes from, I don't know if you are familiar with this trail, because there are a lot of Europeans hiking it every year, more than 20,000 people, we estimate. So it's taking its name from this old Anatolian civilization, the Lycian civilization, which was an ancient Anatolian culture renowned for its fiercely independent city-states, striking rock-cut cliff tombs or sarcophagi, and the establishment of the Lycian League, which is widely considered the world's first federal democracy, by the way, which also later inspired the US Constitution, for example. So the Lycians, just let's not go into a history lesson, but just to give you about an idea about timing, this civilization flourished from the 15th century BC until its eventual absorption into the Roman Empire. And the Lycian Way is just following most of the most of these important cities, ancient cities. It's a spectacular, more than 700-kilometer long distance trekking trail. I told you where it runs. It's just linking these ancient Lycian cities and remote villages, pine forests, and dramatic cliffside views overlooking the Mediterranean Sea. So this is where we are doing this project in Turkey in collaboration with North Downs Way. I don't think I need to tell you about the North Downs Way because you all know it better than I do. And as I said, the project is just bridging these two trails. It actually explores how walking through nature can act as a medium for ecological and cultural heritage inquiry. And that's exactly what we've been investigating for the last couple of years. And just to give you some idea about the model of the project, the key features include immersive soundscapes, which Serra and Mert will talk more about and show us some pieces. But it also has this important aspect about the climate awareness, because it's bringing attention to ecological zones and historical landscapes that are increasingly vulnerable to climate collapse, as you all know. And it also had some small participatory workshops, because this project, the initiative, features hands-on walking events or feet-on walking events, because we organized workshops where participants engaged in sensory listening and explored the acoustic layers of their surroundings. And we did this on the North Downs Way Trail, but also in the city center of Antalya, where our office is based. This is what I can say for now. Maybe I can continue if there's something else I can think of, but I'd like to leave it for now and pass it on to whoever wants to continue from the artist team or Ilgin.
Maybe we can just show the map again from North Downs Way, so that we can a little bit like show you basically the blue line that we drew is where we actually took only a small part of the whole North Downs Way as our basically like field area, but also as the like near future location for the soundscape installations to be installed as QR codes. So like nothing like more than that, we will be doing it, but just as a QR code, they will be accessible. So we have started in Canterbury, and then went to Dover, and then to Chilham, and basically we also had some time in Oldham as well, where we had the workshop with Andrew. And throughout this field trip, of course, we were very much interested in how the habitable sculptures were placed, so that they were giving us quite some inspiration about you can see, and as we said, we don't need to go like more in details about this because you are pretty much familiar with the trail, but we had the chance also to see a number of these art installations, which were also like inspiring us in terms of like the field that we have chosen. But also we were asking, especially to Peter, whether or not there could be also like some like industrial, current and former industrial zones that we can explore, as well as also like some ecological issues that we can tackle while recording all these sounds. So and the same methodology we followed in the Lycian Way. We are much more familiar with the Lycian Way because of the previous performative journey that we have implemented. But we similarly also look through the issues, like for the first time also on the Lycian Way, we were able to go to a mining area, a former mining area, which you are seeing at the moment, and we're able to also like explore there, and as well as like some other villages on the Lycian Way, to understand, I mean, how also like wildfires or also like how like current tourism plans are affecting actually the region itself. And maybe if it's the time to pass to the sound styles a bit, Mert, you can a little bit like talk about like how you frame also like our basically collection of sounds, and maybe like make us hear also like few of the examples that will be soon installed on the ways.
Sure. So as we Dystopic Symptoms, we are mostly focusing on the things around us, like creating a art piece or creating something, some project or anything. I mean, I'm not only meaning the sound projects actually. In general, we as Dystopic Symptoms, we do also video stuff, the paper cut collages, and also the sound pieces. But yeah, most of them have the same approach, like being an experimental, also focusing on the things that we find sort of off, or sort of yeah, like a dystopic, or some maybe we're also searching for the symptoms of the dystopia, and well, we also like we feel like we are living in a dystopian sort of in general world, and yeah, also to explain what does our name mean, and to give a bit of background. So yeah, also on the field that we were looking for them. Of course, there were the project frame that we need to focus on the climate change and the threats on the climate, actually, and what could be the reason or whatever. And while we were yeah, while we were taking tours, and also being on the trails, we were just searching for or looking for or listening for them, and so we mostly captured the sound of nature, and but also we had a lot of anthropocenic encounters. I mean, lots of sound made by the human itself, or from the objects that by human made. And I can also start with some of them to share. Just need a second to share my screen. So you should see my screen, and also please let me know if you can not hear the sound. Now it started.
Şöyle geçebilirsiniz, şöyle giriş yapın. Bekle! Gel!
So just to ask you, can you make it guess what did you hear in for 1 or 2 minutes? Okay, so I can tell. So it was. We also shared the photo just a few minutes ago. It was the sound of launching the boat to the sea. So we were in Adrasan in Antalya, and it was. I would say maybe it's a personal opinion, but also maybe the ones that have seen the Adrasan, it's like a place that's very, I don't know, like a paradise. It's very nice cove and the bay, and so yeah. But I have been there actually around maybe 15 years ago, and just for the again music and with my band to make a music video there. So I knew the place 15 years ago, and we went there while we were doing the field trip, and it became the place became a sort of marina for the tour boats, that the boats that take you to the bay by bay, and just to enjoy the sun and the sea for the tourists, exactly, of course. And yeah, so the whole beach now is using for the just yeah, for the marina, for the boats, and they stay there. It extremely creates the sea pollution, also the sound pollution and everything. So I wanted to just show or put a finger on it with the sound, and it was obviously it was very because we were there for just for 1 hour, and while I was capturing sounds on the field, I just came across with the tractor, the thing, the giant machine, and they were launching the boat to the sea. So yeah, it's around 8 minutes soundscape. It includes the whole the process of the the launching the boat on the sea. And also, I would like to share the one. So the names are just for the project names, so please don't mind. But the Sound Harbor is actually this one. It contains few layers of the field recordings, not only the one, just one field recording. It also the layers of the different fields, but most of them in the same area or nearby. So it was the sound of the harbor at the Dover, and in generally, it's. My perspective was like again to start to listen to the sound of nature, but also it includes the yachts, the yacht pose and the things which are on the marina again and next to the harbor at Dover. So I was in between the marina, the yacht marina, and also the harbor, the one that giant, and I could catch the sound of that signal or alarming. It was coming from the harbor, and I was thinking to use that sound as an alarm of the I don't know alarm for the future generations and like a warning for the rest. And while that signal starts, then the sounds became more noisy, and also at the end we also hear the machine and also the people voice. And with the city sound, it was also Dover city center. Yeah, this soundscape just basically includes the ambient sound of the harbor, also the little loops from the field recordings and the small editings also in there. And for example, for this sound, I was thinking the sound mirror, and I actually not the bunker next to the sound mirror, and just Unfortunately, currently, still the world has the wars, and we don't need to go back to the see the wars or to hear from the wars. But basically, the sound mirror for the main reason for the sound mirror was the built reason for the during the World War, and now maybe UK hopefully will not, and hopefully any country will not, and involved in the World War or the UK, the land itself, and but there is another threat, and we can still hear and like anthropocenic approaches or making climate better worse than today. So maybe today's sun mirror purpose could be this to warn us through the sound. That soundscape based on this idea actually. And I also would like to share one another soundscape again from UK. This soundscape, and just. Yeah. Actually, this one goes together with another soundscape. Which one is that with the tractor goose family I just named. Again, this soundscape contains more than one sound clips, and it does another layers as well. But again, they were in the same area, same location, or nearby locations in the same trail. It was on the way to the Copis Oratory artwork. I forgot the name of the neighborhood. Sorry, but it should be in. Where was that? Yeah, it was in St. Cliffs, I guess. And so, yeah, it was on the way to the Copis Oratory. So it was on the left-hand side while we were walking. On the left-hand side, there were a huge field, a huge farm field. And on the right-hand side, there were small woods, and in between there were a path, and we were walking. In the woods, the Pete mentioned that we were walking with Pete, and Pete mentioned that there are several bugs or the things that can harm the trees, and it causes or the fungi some sort of parasite, I think, which harms the nature of the woods or the trees. So I could catch some of them, and in the beginning maybe it was I don't know if it was clear, but it was the squeaking trees, and they were all dried, huge trees, and they were squeaked by the wind, and I tried to capture them, and again maybe the main cause for the trees is the bug or parasite or something that's not human made, but it's probably caused by the some sort of human approach and sort of anthropocenic result. And so in that idea, I also put together the noises or the sounds of the human made by human within the area. For example, once there were at the end of the soundscape, there were one sound is for the wheat trimming, and there were one villager were there, and he was trimming the weeds on their pathway to their house. And one of them was, and also one of the sounds were sanding machine, and they were construction workers. They were doing sanding for the very old cafe nearby, and in the town actually, and it was the wood sanding sound. So I made it combined together with them, and there were also another one layer. This layer actually means a lot, much more meaning with the other soundscape, which is with the tractor and the goose family, and I like to also share. So yeah, it was it's the same location in the same location in the way to the Kopis oratory artwork, and while we were head back to the car or back to the home, I was doing the field recording again, and I heard the sound of the tractor that it was coming from the distance, and then I continued to walk and get closer to the tractor, and even the tractor, the operator or the rider of the tractor was very kind, because he stopped the engine after he saw me the field recording the recorder, and and then I asked, I just with my head I just not him, you can continue your work, and somehow we understand each other, and then he continued, and then just passed with the tractor, and working on the soil, on the earth, and yeah, again, it was very calm and silent moment, but after the approach of the tractor, it became another, and only the listening the sound of the tractor, you can yeah, imagine lots of another things, maybe not so bright or enjoying things, but mostly I don't know how to say, but I mean, you can hear the dark and sort of creep sound with the engine and with the whole the grinding sound, and but afterwards you can feel the peace with the goose family, with the mama goose and the little birdies afterwards, and they were around maybe 100 meters or 200 meters away from the dead tractor, and they were just trying to find their ways. But the sad thing about them, maybe they were also shouting for that. They were they stuck in behind the fences, and they were trying to get other side of the fences, but of course they couldn't, because it was not possible, and maybe even it was with electric, and then they were just sadly went away and get back from the fences, and they continued their lives. And I just saw the chat now, and thank you very much for the thoughts, and I'm sorry that I missed the questions and also the comments. Thank you very much. And if you like, I can also share one last but not least sound, but we can also wrap it up slowly. If you, what do you think, or how do you feel?
Thank you so much, Alison. She has to go, but yeah,
Mm-hmm.
we will definitely check it out. The sound works.
Yeah, thank you, Ali. Okay, also I'd like to just share my last soundscape piece. So it was from again Antalya. yeah. So I would like to thank you, Hugh, for his brave, and he could get enter this cave, and he could make this recording. So it was not me; it was Hugh who did the recording, because I was not. I didn't have that guts to get there, to get in the cave. But it was a mining cave actually, but used to be a mining, but it's not in use. I don't know how many years, around maybe more than 50 years, or am I wrong? I don't know, but for a long time, yeah, from 60s exactly. And so and this is also again the Anthropocenic, but when the people left the nature, how does it sound? It's like again the sound, the sound of the water drops, and it's sort of therapeutic or kind of calm, and again it's not like a noisy or thingy, but yeah, this is just cave now, not anymore for mining for any another purpose. It's just a cave. It's just a place for the inhabitants live there, birds, bats, or another inhabitants, whatever, and for the reservoir for the water, and etc. And yeah, this was the latest piece. This soundscape ends with the sound of the chain. But maybe I will take out this part. I'm not still sure about that. Maybe I'll just leave the cave sound, and it will be only the soundscape, the ambient version, especially. So that's it. Thank you for listening and bearing with me. And yeah, if you have any questions or comments, we will love to reply. Thank you.
Yeah, I actually saw a related question from Andrew that we can perhaps answer, because it's related to the one last step of the project activities. He was asking where we will be able to hear the sounds, and is the intention transpose sounds from one trail to another. We didn't decide gave 100% last decision about the sites, but we have an idea now, a rough idea, to install the two of the soundscapes on the North Downs Way, and two of them on Lycian Way. One of them has been mentioned by Mert already, that we would like to take one of the soundscapes installation to the bunker nearby the sound mirror near Dover, and the other one we thought it could be perhaps in Canterbury, under one of the bridges near the Westgate Park. But that is not as I said, finally defined. But when it comes to transposing one site recordings to another, we thought it could be very interesting to somehow make the mining heritages to talk to each other. So not necessarily put mining areas from each location's sounds to where they were recorded, but transpose that. And for that, we really have a very good spot, of course. I mean, in the mining heritage region in Chilham, where also there is this art installation.
Sorry, may I interrupt?
Gold, yeah.
Yeah, so after the Black Coat, yes, it was an installation made by the retired miners, actually, the miners that are no longer, because their mines probably closed or shut down. So yeah, the artist, yeah, and I was also considering, and we were considering, maybe exactly that on that spot, maybe we could use the sound of the mining cave from the Antalya in the UK, at the next to the or near to the piece made for the miners in UK. Yeah, as you mentioned. Yeah. That was all my interruption.
Yeah, I'd also be interested to know how people are going to listen to it. So is this because what exists already on the North Downs Way are installation posts where you can hear sounds either emanating physically from the post, or you can take a QR code and listen to them. It's well, yeah. What's the process you've chosen to use and why?
Yeah, actually, we were thinking about to use the QR code to make people let them people to use their headphones or their earphones or whatever they can use, because otherwise it could be not so understandable, or it could blend in the sound of the already the surroundings, which is fine. It is also cool. Okay, cool. It can be also another approach, but mainly we were thinking about maybe people can just scan the QR code and just start to play the soundscape while they were resting at the point, or while they if they want to walk, they can listen and walk. It's up to people. But with the QR code and with the earphones or headphones, we suggest actually, not with the pause.
Is the route in the UK now accessible? Can I walk it and listen?
Not yet. I mean, the route itself, of course, there you can walk, but for the soundscapes, we can share the links for the soundscapes you can reach them, but the QR codes and the spots not ready yet. We were talking about that. We didn't decide the exact locations for the soundscapes currently. Just a few ideas that we mentioned, and that's all now for now.
What do you intend to make the QR codes of? Stickers or something else?
I mean, it should be rather. We were discussing with the PETA as well, and honestly, we would like to use some material, some natural material, but it could be very costly and it could be not possible. So we were thinking about maybe using a plexiglass or something, and which can be durable and not so harmful for the surroundings. And maybe the plexi or plastic something, or carve on the metal. I don't know which the material doesn't. We didn't decide yet. Exactly.
Maybe an idea that you could also consider is something that I'm also playing with, or at least considering, is to use NFC tags. And then these can also be bought as stickers. You can buy a whole roll of these things, and they're tiny, and you can stick them on anything, and you can program them. They're small, and people just have to touch them. You don't have to make a photo.
NFC, you mean like the credit cards or the things on okay, got it. Okay, I will check. I will definitely search for it, and if it is feasible or if affordable with the project, of course we'll think about it. Thank you.
But they're really very cheap. Okay, like you can get 100 for like $10 or something.
Okay.
And as I said, they're programmable, but they're small stickers, so you need to also somehow draw attention to them. So that's another issue.
Yeah, but thank you for the suggestion, and of course we'll think about it.
Yeah, maybe we could ask a question of Caroline. Sorry to put you on the spot, Caroline, but you did say you were the comms person for the North Downs Way. How do you envisage publicising the soundscapes, and when might that start to happen?
I'm not putting my video on because I'm beyond melted at this point.
Oh,
Yeah, it really depends. I mean, obviously, when the work is all in place, we have really active channels. So we've got lots of followers, lots of newsletter subscribers. So we'll certainly make sure that we put it on all of our channels. But we also have a large network of ambassadors, so volunteers who take people out and lead walks. So I think it would be really nice to put together maybe a program of events to support the artworks. So actually leading experiences, asking our ambassadors to lead experiences and bring the artworks to life. I think both of the locations that you've mentioned are, so obviously the Sound Mirror is just an absolutely stunning location, and it's a location that we've been doing other work around as well to make more accessible for people that use wheelchairs or have other access needs, so we can promote it along with that work as well. But yeah, I think a series of events to bring the works to life would be exciting. Using photography, again, both of those locations are really stunning. So asking people to create photography of their visits. I think there's lots of potential there. It's really exciting. Thank you all for sharing with such enthusiasm and passion. I feel really inspired.
Yeah, because the question I was going to ask also, although Ali's gone, was that she talks about audio that they have on the Surrey Hills. What I was kind of interested in too was you've got existing sound installations on the North Downs Way. I think Mert showed, or Ilgin showed a slide, I think, of one of them. And I was just intrigued about whether you knew through sort of downloads and things like that how frequently or how often they're listened to. That's the kind of thing. How popular are sound works that are made either, dare I say, concreted into the ground, but are actually like a installation post, and which ones are, do you have details of that sort of thing, Caroline, or not?
I haven't seen that data, but yes, there are audio posts next to the artworks. So when you go and see the artworks along the art trail, you can hear the artists talk about the artworks in their own voice. And there's also audio from, I think Pete, the trail manager, does a bit of introductory audio as well. So yes, you're right that there are audio installations already, and I don't have that data, but I'm pretty sure that it must be available to show how many clicks or listens the pieces have had.
No, it's just that it'd be intriguing to find out how, whether they're seen as whether people want to be listening to them, or whether there's some kind of sort of almost people walk the Downs Way to get away from sounds. I don't know. I'm just sort of intrigued. But
yeah, I understand. Yeah, I think, yeah, I'm with you. When I'm in nature, I want to be in nature, but I think the purpose of the art posts or the audio posts are to explain the art and give context. So I think they're really useful in that capacity.
And Hugh, have you got audio already along the Lycian Way, or is this a new adventure for you?
No, this is gonna be the first one, and yeah, we haven't installed anything like what we saw along the North Downs Way. No land art or any sound work installed yet, not yet. Hello, Ter.
Yeah, nice to see a young listener.
Yes.
Is anyone else want to make a comment or ask a question? If not, what I was going to suggest was that we'd give each of the presenters an opportunity to have a sort of last word to say something. Would you like to do that? Would you like to do it in a kind of reversed order? So, Mert, you have the last word, and then Serra, then Ilgin, and then Hugh. Yeah.
I guess I already talked too much, but I would like to thank you all for coming, joining this presentation and bearing with us. And very happy to meet you all. Nice to meet you all. And yeah, have a good evening. I can, stand.
Okay, Serra, you may be a little preoccupied. Ilgin, your turn.
Yeah, so we are planning to finish the soundscape and the production, and the installations throughout the summer. And we are planning to produce some sort of a toolkit beginning of the autumn that will be published online as well. So yeah, stay tuned for the other information.
Yeah, I would also like to thank, and as I said at the beginning of this session, this is a quite new area for us. And when we met Peter at the World Trans Network, we saw how a strong connection with our own work was resonating with what they're doing. And we were quite inspired by how art was being used to create these kind of new ways of engaging with the landscape, with the environment and everything. So we are only excited, and we are only hoping to continue digging in this space. That's just exciting.
Okay, well, great. Well, thank you very much for your presentations and talking about the project. And thank you very much to each of you.